Imagine this scenario. You've got Michael Brock. He's a high-powered lawyer working at this really opulent firm in D.C., Drake and Sweeney. Just a normal day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with these massive antitrust cases, billion-dollar companies fighting each other. His world seems completely locked down, secure.
Yeah, totally insulated.
And then, bang, it just shatters. Shots fired. A homeless man, calls himself Mr., walks in and takes 9 lawyers hostage right there in their conference room.
The smell of gunpowder, the shot. And Michael's thought, it's almost darkly funny in a way. We were a bunch of lawyers. Like they should be immune somehow.
Exactly. It just punctures that whole illusion of safety and power instantly.
And you are experiencing a unique two-voice AI conversation powered by Google's NotebookLM for deeper, more dynamic book analysis.
Our goal here is really to unpack Michael Brock's journey, this incredible transformation he goes through. It's educational, sure, but also, entertaining, sometimes controversial, definitely makes you think.
Right. And remember, you can find more analysis like this, aimed at sparking reflection and clear thinking over on Mindful Moments on our YouTube channel.
So that opening scene, the hostage crisis, it's obviously terrifying. But what strikes me about Mr., this guy in rubber boots, is how quickly he just dismantles their whole sense of control. That shot into the ceiling
Instantly makes everyone equal in fear.
Yeah.
Even Rafter, this big shot lawyer, suddenly he's just a mere mortal, as the book puts it.
And it's not just fear, is it? Grisham uses that terror to sort of peel back layers. Michael's mind racing, thinking about shootings at post offices, playgrounds.
And then that cynical thought again. We were a bunch of lawyers. It really highlights their detachment, the privilege they lived in, suddenly confronted by this raw, violent reality. Mr. isn't just taking hostages. He's forcing them to look at themselves.
Yeah, forcing a kind of moral inventory. And he makes it explicit almost straight away, doesn't he, with those weird questions?
Like, what did you eat for lunch?
Right. And Michael's answer, this $30 Caesar salad for 2, it just hangs there.
And then he pivots. How much money did you make last year? Michael's $120K, his wife Claire's $31K.
But the real kicker is, how much did you give away?
Exactly. And the answer is basically nothing. Collectively, they made, $3 million? And, as Mr. says, not a dime for the sick and hungry.
That's not just shaming them, is it? It feels like the first real crack in Michael's worldview.
Absolutely. It's the start. Mr.'s demanding this moral accounting, making Michael see the gap between his comfortable life and, his contribution or lack thereof. It's happening even while they're terrified, staring at that red wire on Mr.'s chest, wondering if it's a bomb.
And that silence. 14 minutes of just silence must have been unbearable.
Yeah, the tension and the thought Michael has that there seemed no motive, no reason to kill us, just the potential for dead lawyer jokes. Chilling.
And that silence breaks in such a brutal way. Mr. wants soup from a specific mission kitchen.
Then Umstead, one of the lawyers, desperately needs the bathroom. Mr. just tells him to use a vase. A porcelain vase. The indignity alongside the terror.
And then the climax. It's just horrific.
The soup arrives, Umstead steps out, and bang! A police sniper takes a shot.
Mr.'s head is just gone. Michael's covered in blood, fluids.
Mr. twitching on one of our expensive oriental rugs. The explosives, thankfully, don't detonate. But the image, it's seared into Michael's mind. The pristine world is gone, replaced by this gruesome reality.
In the immediate aftermath, they take him to the firm's gym. He just wants a shower. He's clearly in shock.
His wife Claire isn't there. The firm's initial concern kind of fades quickly. The media narrative settles on, street crazy holds up a bunch of lawyers. It all just emphasizes how disconnected his old life was from this.
And the book makes it clear he couldn't just shrug it off and bounce back.
No way. That kind of trauma changes you fundamentally.
His focus completely shifts. Those billion-dollar antitrust cases. Suddenly meaningless. He's obsessed with Devin Hardy, Mr.'s real name, the explosives, why he did it. And maybe most unsettling, how indifferent his own firm seemed to be about Hardy himself.
That indifference is key. It shatters his professional identity. The abstract legal battles mean nothing now. He needs to understand the why.
Which leads him on this journey. He drives to the 14th Street Legal Clinic.
And the contrast couldn't be starker, could it? From Drake and Sweeney's marble and mahogany to this place. Metal desks, files piled high, old computers. It's a different universe.
And there he meets Mordecai Green.
Right. And Mordecai starts opening his eyes to the reality, the amazement at every aspect of homeless life, as the book says. Not amazement like wonder, but like disbelief at the hardship.
And then comes the truth about Devin Hardy's motive.
The eviction. Mordecai lays it out. Hardy was living in this abandoned warehouse, actually paying $100 a month rent to some shady character, an ex-pimp.
And the property gets bought by River Oaks?
And the eviction was handled by Michael's own firm, Drake and Sweeney.
Ouch. But the real gut punch is still coming, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. The fact that Michael himself, working in the antitrust division, had actually dealt with River Oaks, the company that bought the property. He was unknowingly part of the chain reaction.
That complicity must have been crushing.
It sets him up for the absolute lowest point, the discovery of Lonte Burton.
He reads about her in the paper.
Yeah. Her and her 4 kids, Ontario, Alonzo, Dante, Tomeko, they died. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Trying to stay warm in their car after being evicted.
And the guilt just slams into him. Why didn't I do something Friday night when I first saw them? He connects it directly back to the eviction his firm handled.
It's no longer abstract. It's not about corporations or legal principles anymore. It's about dead children. It's the human cost, right there in black and white, and he feels responsible. His whole worldview just collapses.
That guilt becomes the catalyst, right? It pushes him to do something drastic.
Totally radical. He steals a confidential file from his own firm.
Which is a huge risk, legally, ethically.
Yeah.
He's crossing a major line.
But he needs proof, and the file has it. There's a list of the people evicted, including Devin Hardy, including Lonte Burton, and critically,
No note.
the anonymous pencil note, just scribbled on there. The eviction was legally and ethically wrong. That's the smoking gun, the validation he needed.
So this is it. He decides to leave. He walks away from the gravy train.
And the reactions are what you'd expect. Shock, disbelief, his wife Claire, his boss Rudolph,
Right.
even his dad is just pragmatic, like, welcome to the real world, you know. Everyone gets tired of their job.
But Michael's different now. He tells them he wants to do public interest law. Work for the good of society, not for the big bucks.
And the price is immediate and steep. His salary goes from $120,000 down to $30,000.
Less than his wife makes as a resident.
Yeah. And that financial shift, combined with his whole change in perspective, it basically ends his marriage. The book calls the divorce very sterile. He gives up the fancy apartment, ends up sleeping on a couch. In a way, he becomes homeless himself.
It's a complete shedding of the old life. He really embraces the street, doesn't he? Starts volunteering at a soup kitchen.
Ebenezer Christian Fellowship. Yeah. Making sandwiches, bologna, peanut butter jelly. Seeing the faces of hunger up close. That dazed young mother with kids who don't have shoes. It's incredibly humbling.
He talks to Mordecai about feeling hopeless, but also starts seeing the resilience there.
And then that conversation with Ontario, Lonte's surviving son, when the boy just flat out tells him we live in a car.
Sure.
That must have just solidified everything for Michael, the human reality of that eviction file.
So he starts working at the clinic, the Samaritan House, and he gets a crash course in poverty law.
Sees the real clients, not just stereotypes, people who work, families, veterans, people with mental disabilities, and he learns about the systemic problems.
Like how low-cost housing units got eliminated, how federal programs were cut.
The sheer absurdity, the criminalization of homelessness, cities spending fortunes on lawyers to chase homeless people away instead of, actually helping them find shelter.
It's infuriating. But through all this, Michael finds something, right? A new sense of purpose.
Yeah. He realizes money was not important. That's a profound shift from the guy worrying about billable hours just weeks before.
So he and Mordecai gear up for the fight. They need to prove the warehouse residents were actual tenants, not just squatters.
And the key is that missing memo from Hector Palma, the guy who collected the rent. Finding him is the challenge. Plus, dealing with Lonte's family situation, her mom and brothers being in jail. It's complicated.
But they're building a case. And you just know Drake and Sweeney aren't going to take this lying down.
Not a chance. They hit back hard, file an ethics complaint against Michael, accuse him of stealing the file, breaching confidentiality.
Then he gets arrested.
Yeah. From a corner office to a holding cell. Fingerprinted, book, loses his shoes, his jacket. It's the ultimate humiliation designed to break him.
But Mordecai knows how to play the game too, doesn't he? He uses the press.
Masterfully. Leaks the story about the lawsuit, naming River Oaks, Tag Inc., and crucially, Drake and Sweeney. He turns it into a public battle, highlighting the firm's hypocrisy.
Makes it a pissing contest, as the book says. I remember reading about the newspaper photo.
Right. Arthur Jacobs, the senior partner at Drake and Sweeney, pictured next to these 2 known felons, Gantry and his associates. The visual implication is brutal. It paints the firm with the same brush.
And the pressure builds. They organize Lonte's rally.
Thousands of people marching on Capitol Hill. Homeless individuals, advocates, carrying signs. Who killed Lonte? It's powerful stuff.
Michael's there, marching, chanting, and he feels like he finally belongs somewhere. He looks back at his old life, the money, the status, and it actually disturbs him now.
It's a complete reversal. His old afflictions, as he sees them, are gone, replaced by this commitment to justice.
But the stakes get dangerously real.
Tragically, yes. Keto Spires, Lante's ex-boyfriend, the father of her kids. He was a key witness about the rent payments, and he gets murdered.
Jeez. That just hammers home how much is on the line. This isn't just a lawsuit anymore.
No, it's life and death. They're poking a very dangerous system.
And amidst all this legal drama, Michael is still trying to help his clients on a personal level, right? Like Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby, who's struggling with crack addiction. Michael gets personally involved, pays for her to stay in a motel, tries to get her into detox. It shows his commitment goes beyond the courtroom. It's about the whole person, the long, messy path to recovery.
Okay, so all this leads to the showdown, the settlement conference.
High tension. Judge DiOrio, Arthur Jacobs from Drake and Sweeney, the River Oaks lawyers. Everyone's in the room.
And Mordecai has an ace up his sleeve.
He does. He waits for the right moment, then bam, produces copies of Hector Palma's memo and Lante's actual rent receipt.
Must have just stunned them.
Completely changes the dynamic. The defense is visibly shaken. Their whole squatter argument just evaporates.
So what's the firm's first move?
They try to lowball it, offer
Wow.
$770,000. The justification is just callous.
Because they died in their sleep, so no pain and suffering.
Exactly. Unbelievable. But Mordecai doesn't flinch. He demands $5 million for one dead child, he says.
And he pushes hard on the punitive damages angle.
Right. Arguing that this wasn't just negligence. It was a deliberate act by a wealthy lawyer from a wealthy firm allowing a wrongful eviction. He plays the optics, hinting at how a D.C. jury might see it.
So, the final outcome.
They settle. $5 million for the Burton family. And Michael agrees to a 9-month suspension from practicing law.
Which the firm probably insisted on to save face.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
They needed to avoid a trial at all costs, avoid washing any more dirty laundry in public. For Michael, the suspension is a price he's willing to pay.
Because he's found something else now, a different kind of purpose.
Exactly. He stays at the clinic, even during his suspension. He can't practice law, but he works on intake, helps organize, and most importantly, he focuses on fundraising.
He wants to build the clinic up.
Yeah, reinvigorate it, raise serious money, hire more lawyers, become a real force, a loud voice that was usually heard. He's found his mission.
And then there's that unexpected twist with Arthur Jacobs.
The senior partner from Drake and Sweeney, the guy he was fighting against. Jacobs shows up at the clinic.
What does he want?
He seems genuinely fascinated, maybe even moved. He starts talking about setting up a real pro bono program at Drake and Sweeney, using their massive resources to help the poor.
Wow. And he wants Michael involved.
The book suggests Jacob sees Michael as potentially leading it. Imagine that. Hundreds of powerful lawyers mobilized to do the kind of work Michael is now dedicated to. It's a stunning possibility.
And personally, Michael's life is changing too. He's starting something with Megan, the shelter worker.
Yeah, cautiously exploring a relationship. It's intertwined with their work, helping Ruby together. He seemed to be finding a kind of peace, accepting this new life.
A life so different from what his brother Warner chases, that dream of making $1 million a year.
Michael gets it now. He understands poverty in a way he never could before, that deep truth. You don't know a damn thing about poverty until you're in it. And he finds satisfaction working without constantly watching the clock, doing something that actually matters to him.
It's an incredible arc. This whole story really forces you to think about how easy it is to be insulated by comfort, isn't it? Blind to what's happening just outside your own bubble.
It absolutely does. Which leads to a final thought for you, the listener. What red wire in your own life, or maybe in the society around you, might be signaling some hidden injustice, something waiting to be seen, waiting to be challenged?
We hope this discussion has given you some food for thought. Remember, you can find more analyses like this one designed to encourage critical thinking on mindful moments, our YouTube channel, and across all our podcasts.
If you found this valuable, please do subscribe and maybe share it with friends or colleagues who appreciate digging into complex issues. And if you want to experience Michael Brock's journey firsthand, check out the link in the description to purchase the book. Above all, keep questioning, keep thinking critically,